The way that run that Golden State made in that third quarter, they ran, 7 with about 6 minutes to go. It was pretty ugly.
We understand what Steph brings to this team, so we're going to give him some grace.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give him some grace. The ball finds energy. It's no coincidence that Steph has been playing the way he has been playing. They have been finding him. They have been looking for him, so I'm sure that's an adjustment. But with that being said, it kind of looked like one of those games where you said, we got one, and then we did what we came to do. So earlier we talked about in the playoffs how teams get greedy when they get one, like the New York Knicks. You try to go get another one. But a lot of teams in this NBA go on the road and you get one game, you've stolen home court, and you kind of lay an egg that second game. That's not the first time we've seen that happen. I've been on teams that have done that. So I know what it feels like when you get one on the road in a playoff series.
It just felt like Golden State couldn't run their offense at all.
And the fear that I had was I wanted to see an aggressive Jimmy Butler.
Called it.
And that was my fear because, yes, he's a facilitator, and they needed the aggressive Jimmy Butler. 13 shots. Yes, he had 17 points, I think, 7 rebounds, only on 13 shots. For me, that's not enough. But they're going to have to find a way. I think you got some good things out of it. Jonathan Kuminga, one guy who I said this is one of the guys I think who needed to have a big game, as well as Moses Moody, who didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a great game at all, 0 for 5. But Jimmy's going to have to just step outside of the box. And we talk about playoff Jimmy, and we know what that means and what comes with it. But you mentioned something that I thought about, and you're like, yes, he finds matchups, and he catches you when you make some mistakes. I think Jimmy Butler has to be that guy that goes out there and plays carefree. And if you turn it over, you turn it over. Yeah. But they need an aggressive downhill. There's a lot of shots tonight, just like you, frustrated me. He gets in the paint and does not look at the rim. Yes. They need him to score and attempt shots.
You mentioned Jonathan Kuminga, and that might be the big thing coming out of this game for Golden State. Obviously, he's been out of the rotation, playing, sparse minutes as far as the playoffs have been concerned. But in this game, he gave them a spark. He was a big reason why they came within 7.
Yes, he played 26 minutes, 18 points, but a big third quarter. I think that was 3 for 4, 1 for 1 from 3. And it's just him being an athlete. And more than anything, finding his confidence, being aggressive, but showing his athleticism. We know he's so athletic. Here he's in the dunker spot. But calling for the ball, everybody's above the free throw line. You see a matchup that you like, so what do you do? Attack the matchup. Don't settle. He did not settle. Being aggressive, being an athlete. Hey, he's a shot blocker, defensive player of the year if you would. Attack him if you can. Here's another one. Backdoor, making the right read. Nothing's there. But just opportunity, but ready to shoot. Catches the ball, zero hesitation. That's important. Zero hesitation. And that's the Jonathan Kuminga we've seen, we've loved, we know that he has. And I think he's earned himself a spot to be in that starting unit. I know they started the young guy post. Particularly, I would have started Looney, a guy with some experience, and played some minutes with the post. But now I think Kevon Looney has earned the right and I think shown your organization he's back. He's confident. This is a confident game for him. Yes, they lost the game, but you gained something in this loss.
And to piggyback off what you said earlier before we started that game, I think the veterans had that leadership conversation with Kuminga because there's no way, if he's not fully engaged mentally, that he comes out and plays the way he plays. So the Draymond Greens, the Steph Currys, the Jimmy Butlers, those guys have been in his ear making sure he stayed encouraged. And that way he was able to seize this moment that he had tonight. So I'm happy for him. And there is something that you can work with moving forward.
The Timberwolves shot 43% from 3 in this game. They got their mojo going again, 16-37. I mean, that's going to be a problem for the Golden State Warriors moving forward if they can't get better on their closeouts.
No. I mean, this is what the Timberwolves do. They shoot the ball from three-point range. They shoot at a high clip. They shoot it very well. They didn't shoot it that well the first game, but that was a lot of Ant-Man. 1 for 6, not being able to get the ball to go in the hole. You can get in the paint. You can draw 2. You can spray and get shots for other guys. Also, Dante DiVincenzo got it going tonight. He was a guy who is ignitable, and we needed him to get going. Jaden McDaniels is getting it going. Everybody is getting shots. And if you look at all those shots were open shots, which means somebody was getting in the paint, creating an advantage, getting somebody an open look.
From the Warriors side of things, can you pick something out? Because Steve Kerr said coming into this game, I'm going to play a lot of different guys. We're going to look at different combinations here. Was there anything that stood out as a positive? Besides Kuminga, there's a couple of performances, but is there anything, Vince, that stands out to you, says, okay, we can carry this over to Game 3?
I'm going to also throw another name out there, Trace Jackson Davis. Here's another big, what you said, no rim protection. He's a young guy, but here's a big that got some valuable minutes, played pretty good basketball. He only played 5 minutes, 6 points. but it's confidence, and it needs to be led by Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
First and foremost, I think he's the guy that just needs to be aggressive, and he will ignite a lot of things because Jimmy's ability, we've talked about it ad nauseum once Jimmy got there, his ability to get his squad into the penalty. And how does that happen? He's being aggressive, and he's able to manipulate plays, draw fouls, which is important, which gets some of your guys easy baskets. So I think they're going to need guys like Trace Jackson, Kuminga, like we talked about. Moses Moody has to have a better game. And then Podziemski, who's very capable, didn't have a great game, but he didn't mark at all. But like, those are guys that have to find ways to score. But I think Jimmy Butler makes that happen. So going back home, when your role players play better, I'm expecting them to have a better game 3.
You know, on the flip side of things, when we talk about Minnesota and this balanced effort from their team, I think before the game, and quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said this is the best you've seen Julius, or the most comfortable you've seen Julius Randle's game. And tonight was another example.
The best version of Julius Randle I have seen in these situations, in the playoff moments. And we talk about right here. He comes up, they pin down for him. He gets the ball against Jimmy Butler. Not an easy defender to go against. Goes right to the step back. That's an easy shot for a left hand to get to your right hand step back, create a little space, and then get your shot off. Right here, he sees the matchup. He's letting him know early, I got a mismatch right here, so just let me get the ball and go to work. Goes baseline, he sees the help come. He fakes back because they know he left-handed. He goes back to the right with the spin cycle. Smaller defender, we're not going to let him off the hook. Right now, we get at the top of the key. We got the pick and roll. Roll into the basket. I don't get the ball, but once again, there's a smaller defender on me. I'm going to get the offensive rebound. Julius Randle is one guy in this situation, in this series. He's going to have an advantage every single time. If you're going to put a big guy on him, he can go around him and use his skill set. If you're going to put a small guy on him, he can beat him up down there in the post, get 2 feet in the paint. He can either score or he can make a play from somebody. Right now, I'm seeing the clearest mind that Julius Randle has played with right now. There's no hesitation. There's no questioning. He's playing full speed ahead, and every decision that he makes, he's very confident in that decision.
Also had a season-high 11 assists.
Exactly what I was going to say. Not only was he not settling, not letting guys off the hook, punishing them in situations, whether it's free throw line, in the post, wherever the situation may be, he was also making the right play. Now, when you demand those double teams because you're punishing guys in the post, you spray the ball out to guys getting open shots for DiVincenzo, McDaniels, and so on and so forth. So Ant-Man's not playing well. Well, he has a guy that he can rely on. And I said before, maybe Julius Randle's not the number 1 guy anymore. He's a very darn good number 2 guy.
Damn sure was, because all that happened when Ant-Man went out.
Correct.
You can go to that guy and be comfortable and confident that he's going to get you buckets.
So a huge win for the Timberwolves. Ant-Man coming back, which is huge for them, finished with 20 points. Let's hear from Chris Finch right now, who's at the podium.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình, cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình làm video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán này. Mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi. Sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình và cách của mình tạo ra những sản phẩm như thế nào. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm đa dạng màu sắc như thế này và như thế này thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau. Những dụng cụ phụ bổ trợ như là đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn. Trước mặt bên tay phải của mình đây là giấy thủ công màu. Nó có đa dạng những màu sắc để tạo ra những sản phẩm tuyệt đẹp cho các bạn xem. Đấy. Có giấy màu xanh dương này, giấy màu cam này các bạn này, giấy màu đỏ này, giấy màu vàng này, còn đây là giấy màu xanh lá cây. Đấy. Và trong quá trình tạo ra những sản phẩm của mình cần những dụng cụ như là bút dạ này, kéo cắt để dùng để cắt bút dạ thì để dùng để tạo hình những sản phẩm. Còn đây là hồ dán các bạn ạ. Hồ dán thì mình sẽ dán những sản phẩm từ một chi tiết này sang chi tiết khác, từ màu sắc này sang màu sắc khác cho các bạn. Còn đây sau của mình đây là chiếc chân kẹp điện thoại này. Chân kẹp điện thoại thì phải có điện thoại. Còn đây là đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng của mình các bạn ạ. Đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng để giúp cho video của mình sáng hơn, để cho các bạn xem đẹp hơn. Cái nồi của mình đây, lò chiên này, máy in. Trước mặt của mình rất nhiều sản phẩm. Và kênh của mình thì cũng đã đạt được nút bạc của YouTube rồi các bạn ạ. Sau nhiều lần nỗ lực, nhiều năm nỗ lực của mình đã đạt được thành quả là chiếc nút bạc các bạn ạ. Đây là những sản phẩm tiêu biểu của mình thôi. Mình đã làm rất nhiều sản phẩm rồi. Que kem này, que kem đẹp. Con cá này các bạn ạ. Các bạn thấy những sản phẩm của mình còn lưu trữ rất nhiều này. Đấy. Mình sau khi mình cắt dán xong sản phẩm này, mình sẽ đưa lên phần mềm Camtasia trên máy tính của mình để edit video nha. Mình sẽ edit video để sau khi xong thì mình sẽ xuất ra và tải lên kênh cho các bạn xem thôi. Các bạn hãy chờ đón những sản phẩm của mình nha. Đấy. Cuối cùng thì mình sẽ cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã ủng hộ mình suốt quãng thời gian vừa qua. Và mình sẽ cố gắng phát triển để tạo ra những sản phẩm đẹp hơn cho các bạn xem. Các bạn hãy cùng theo dõi mình tạo ra những sản phẩm nha.